So these are my top 5 reasons for not liking to ride with people I don't know or riding in groups. Okay? Number 5. The first one is number 5. I know that sounds strange. The first one is number 5, however. People being late and never being punctual and never being on time. So, if you say you're going to leave at like 8 o'clock and you end up leaving at 10 o'clock, that I find really annoying. Because if I'm doing, let's say, a very long road trip, one of my favorite things to do is to leave early, ride as much as possible while there's light, because I'm not a big fan of riding at night, get to the hotel, so at least I can enjoy a few hours of that place. So, get some serious riding in for like 12 hours, sometimes longer, and then be able to take it easy before you have to start riding the next day. But if you say you're going to leave at 6, let's say, and then, I woke up at 6:30, and then by the time they meet up with you, it's 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'm like, no, to me that is completely unacceptable. Moving now to number 4. People who are indecisive. Let me rephrase that. People who are indecisive and keep changing their minds. So, let's say you plan to go somewhere, and then just before you get there, they go, oh no, I'm not sure if I want to go there. Can we go someplace else? Okay, do you know where? And then they go, I don't know. Can you think of something? I mean, look, if you're going to come up with the idea to go someplace else, at least, come up with a suggestion. You know what I mean? It's really annoying. Number 3. This really depends. So, for example, like with these 2 friends of mine that we've been traveling for many years, if we go out and eat in a restaurant, sometimes I pay, sometimes one of them pays, and then we don't really, nickel and dime money for going to a restaurant on the way or eating some food on the way. But people who either, number 1, so number 3 has a number 1. I should say A. Okay, so let's say 3A are people who just never take up the tab. And there are people like that. It's sort of like when the bill comes, then they all of a sudden have to disappear to the washroom or something like that. That is very annoying. And B also has to do with money. Like, these 2 friends of mine who I've known for a very long time, do you have like a few dollars on you? I didn't bring enough cash. Fine, we just share back and forth. But people that start nickel and diming, cheap people. It's like, okay, here's 500. I'm talking about 500 Taiwan dollars. And then they say, when can I get paid? I just borrowed it from you. I'll give it to you back later, okay? So nickel and dimers. That is really, really annoying. Number 2, riding with people who follow Google Maps like a religion. And I think you know the type. And as I've said before, Google Maps is not... Okay, Google Maps is not bad. Actually, it's really good in certain circumstances. But overall, I personally find Google Maps really bad. So, for example, if I'm going south, let's say to South Taiwan, why do I need to follow Google Maps? I know I'm going south. I just go south. And then maybe when I get to my destination, I'll use Google Maps to find the exact address or something like that. But to follow Google Maps religiously is a little bit stupid, to be perfectly honest. Just use your brain. Use common sense. And the number 1 spot of the kind of people that I don't like riding with are bloody whinges. Okay, yes, this sounds like I'm whinging at the moment, but I think let me give you a few more details, and then you'll clearly understand. Are those people who, let's say it's summertime, it's too hot, and then it's wintertime, it's too cold, or you're on the expressway, it's so windy, my hands are cold. that really pisses me off. There was one time I was riding with someone and they were doing that. First they were hot, then they were cold, then they're complaining about how their hands were cold. And we were using a comm system to communicate back and forth, and I actually just, at one point, just turned it off. Because mentioning it one time, that's okay, I don't mind. But don't mention it for the next 1 hour. Don't mention it at every stoplight. Don't mention it every time we pull over. I mean, just fuck off. Fuck off. The last time I rode with somebody like that, they were complaining about how their hands were cold. And I just said, I have an idea. When we get to the next destination, let's find a motorcycle shop and I will personally buy you some gloves just to keep you fucking quiet. It is annoying. Other times I've said to people where they just bitch and complain about it's hot or it's too cold or it's raining. That's the other one I can't stand. Get a car. Get a car. I mean, when it comes to rain, for example, like, okay, nobody likes riding in the rain. So if I know it's going to really rain heavy, I'm not going to take the bike out. But if I'm out and it starts raining, well, that just happens. That's what happens when you ride a two-wheel vehicle that you're not inside a capsule like the cabin of a car. So these are my top 5 riders or people that I despise riding with. And the number one spot is really annoying. And usually these are all the kind of people that if they take a dump, they've got to plan it. So I mean, there are times like, you know what's fun? Actually, one of my favorite things I mentioned before in previous videos is you go out and you just ride somewhere and just see what comes along and you find a place where you're going to stay. But there's other people that can't do that and they have to plan everything. And if they don't find a hotel that they like, they bitch and they complain about it. Well, you know what? You're just sleeping there. You're just moving on to someplace else the next day. Just go with the flow. That's what it has to do with, I think, going with the flow. But it's too hot. Oh, it's too cold. Oh, it's too windy. Oh my God, it's starting to rain now. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, really. Anyway, I don't know if these are the kind of things that would annoy you. If there's ones that perhaps annoy you that probably annoy me as well that I haven't decided to mention, leave it in the comments section below. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to head back in because the battery, when I was checking over, is actually already changed. I'm changing the battery right now before Chinese New Year because the Honda shop, which you can see behind me, is going to be closed for, I think, 4 or 5 days. And they're actually, it's funny, I came here Saturday morning when they opened and there was already a queue because people know they're going to be closed and going to be busier. So anyway, I've got to leave you. Like, comment, subscribe, and toodly-doo. I have no idea what the hell that means, but anyway, ta-ra.